Welcome to GRE Vocab Wednesdays, and I am Chris with Magoosh. Today's theme, con, the connotations, and a little pun on the con. Every word will start with con. Con isn't necessarily a root that means against or opposite. It can oftentimes mean with. Good idea, of course, is just to learn the words. And here our first word is conciliate, conciliatory. That's when you are trying to make peace with someone. If I want to conciliate you, I've upset you, I want to make you less upset. So if you've been watching any of these presidential debates, you have 5 or 6 possible candidates out there all trying to make their stance or position known, and they're in anything but a conciliatory mood. They're out there to upset and anger each other. This word is the exact opposite there. It's about making peace with. Next we have conflate. Conflate is to lump two things together, two things that may be very different. So oftentimes in political discourse, going back to that, we have the idea that one person takes an issue and says, oh, these two things are totally the same, and then lumps them together. And so conflating again is the idea of don't lump things together because these two things may be actually very different. Now when you're doing GRE prep, you don't necessarily want to conflate verbal and math and think, oh, it's all the same, it's GRE prep. No, they are totally different sections. You may be very good at one section, not so good at the other, so you work on each of them separately. So again, keep them separated, don't conflate them. Next we have connive, backstabbing. I'm going to plot and scheme and get people to go against each other. Now we can have all of these Shakespearean characters. Read any play by Shakespeare, there'll be somebody conniving. Turn on any reality TV show and there's conniving going on. I don't really watch them. I caught my wife once watching this Bachelor or Bachelorette thing, and all people were doing was conniving, trying to go against someone, go behind somebody's back so that someone else hates that person, and then you say mean things and say, well, hey, you know what you should do? You should do X, Y, and Z. And it's terrible. So don't be conniving and manipulative. Not a good word to be, but it's good to know that word for the GRE. Finally, fire, conflagration. All that means is a big fire. I've seen this word as wrong answer choices on even the SAT, the GRE obviously, and it's not really a word that's ever come up as the answer. But again, it means a large fire, one that engulfs many city blocks would be a conflagration. Otherwise, that's basically its only definition. But I'm on fire, and hopefully on fire with vocab words, and I will see you next week. But in the meantime, if you want some more helpful GRE tips, check out gre.magoosh.com, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.